Unscripted.
No console launch goes 100% smoothly. I mean, heck, Disney World didn't open with all the rides working. Why would anyone expect video game consoles, especially with what's going on in the world right now, to work properly 100% of the time or not have any issues? We're probably living in a little bit of a pipe dream. So there are some issues. Obviously, this is going to be about some PlayStation 5 issues that have cropped up and that I'm going to let people know about specifically, and some ways to kind of fix those. Because, you know, hey, we all just got the PlayStation 5 if you're like in North America, and I know in the UK and stuff like that next week. So these are things that people should probably be on the lookout for. And, you know, I try to be as friendly and as helpful as possible with these types of videos and stuff like that. It's not really a knock on Sony themselves, because these type of things happen. And we are in the middle of a pandemic, and it probably makes it a little bit harder for these things to be checked and to be 100%. Microsoft has problems too. There's been disk drive problems. There's been, you know, problems where people were using vape smoke to make them look like they were like on fire. I don't know what the deal is. Like, people do crazy things. Listen, I love console wars. I think they're fun, and I think they're funny. But at the end of the day, they aren't the be-all, end-all thing. And some people just take this stuff way too far. And I just find that to be like a little bit insane. Because for me personally, I love gaming. And, you know, I want to see video game consoles in general do well. I mean, it's kind of funny when, you know, somebody hypes something like, oh, Xbox Series X is going to perform this much better. And then on multiplats. And then you look at the multiplats that we've seen so far, and that's not the case. So, again, both these consoles are going to have certain issues on a small number of consoles, but at the end of the day, I feel like Microsoft and Sony have done their due diligence at getting these things up and ready and up to snuff and kind of ready to go out there and do their thing, and that's a very exciting prospect. But there are some issues here with the PlayStation 5 that I want to go over and worth mentioning. Nothing too serious to worry about, but this could be a little bit of a problem for a lot of people. So let's get started. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel, and it means a lot to me personally. With that being said, if you're looking for a way to help out a small little pissant channel like mine, a simple like goes a long way, and it means everything to me. Honestly, all you have to do is like the video. It's free for you to do that, and it means everything to me. So please, please, please consider liking the video. It would definitely mean the world to me. So with that being said, fun to kind of just jump right into this stuff and kind of talk about what I wanted to talk about, you know, and just kind of get this out there so that everybody knows what's going on, you know. PS5 owners, some select PS5 owners are reporting database corruption issues with the PlayStation 5. The PlayStation 5 has only just come out in the US and Japan, but already we've seen a small number of users reporting issues with Sony's new box, specifically related to the console's database being corrupted. PS5 database corruption issues are being kind of popping up all over online right now, so kind of be on the lookout for that. I'm going to link you this article so you can check it out as well. So one of the main issues that have cropped up with the rebuild database error, which returns the message the database is corrupted, it will now rebuild. Some people have reported this issue when putting the PS5 in rest mode while playing Spider-Man Remastered, or when executing data transfers from the PS4. So one person, games journalist Jeff Gertzman, said he's one of the users that reported that Spider-Man Remastered issue, and they've included what he says as well. Insomniac Games' James Stevenson replied to the post and said they're looking into the problem. Jeff Gertzman says, and I quote, "Seems like putting PlayStation 5 into rest mode while Spider-Man Remastered is running crashes the whole system, forcing that repair your external drive process when you start back up. At least that's how it's been for the few times that I've done it today." Meanwhile, there's also several reports on Reddit and other places talking about the corruption issues, about anyone else get a database has corrupted now, rebuilding error. Thank you for that. I'm going to post this right now. Some folks have found the following fixes that have worked for the corrupted database error: CE 109809-9. Update the system, ensure there's nothing currently downloading, reboot, not factory reset, shut down the console and boot it up again. If the above doesn't work, try updating the system and factory resetting it by going to settings, system, reset options, reset your console. It won't affect the updates you've installed, but there's also some tips as well. to possibly help. Don't use rest mode. Apparently put it in rest mode can cause some issues as well. Don't use rest mode, especially if Spider-Man Remastered is running. Close the game before turning off your console. Wait to transfer your data over from the PS4 until Sony release a patch. Now, if you're transferring your data and it freezes, do not unplug the system, which is something that you want to do. So there are a few issues that players are reporting, including not hooking up a external drive to your PS5 right away. Apparently that's causing some issues and maybe even bricking some consoles. Now, that's some unconfirmed stuff like that right now is going around. There's also some issues with just having it set in that mode to actually be able to do that. So again, it seems like a lot of people are having these problems, but it can just seem like that online, you know what I mean? Somebody had their PS5 up and running for 45 minutes. Within that time, they had the database is corrupted. It will now rebuild message pop up 3 times, and PlayStation has said it often happens when you prematurely turn off the console, even though they've never turned it off. And it first happened when they set up and changed time zones. They had to reset the PS5 as advised by tech support and hope that it worked, and now they did update it and say it's been a few hours and it hasn't happened since. So if anyone has the same issues, don't panic. Just reset your console and hopefully it'll be alright. A hard reset. So you have to restart it, not just reset. You got to do a hard reset. So these are things that are going to be a bit of an issue sort of going forward. Again, not the be all end all. Just something that's going to really kind of come into play if you're trying to get. And these are like little bugs that honestly probably don't matter to most people, or people can probably find workarounds to. Like I said, it's not gonna hopefully not brick your console and something like that, but it is something that Sony is aware of, and hopefully they can get patches out. My hope is that they can get something out there working on this before the launch next week, like in the UK and these other territories, because you don't want these massive issues, these issues to kind of crop up and be there and prevalent and ruin people's experiences. You want people to have a positive first experience with your new console, with your new next generation console, and I feel like that's something that Sony definitely wants people to kind of have and keep it a part of, you know what I mean? But like I said, there's always going to be some little issues here and there with new console launches. It's not specifically tailored to just PlayStation either. Like I said, there's plenty on the Xbox side as well. Obviously, there's going to be when there's a arrival of new console generation, there's a new generation of issues and bugs, software and bugs. They're not that really uncommon, but could hinder your enjoyment of the new console. So, like I said, there's a handful of them that I'm going to be able to go out there and kind of link you guys to as well. The PlayStation 5 features a new OS and UI and tons of new features. So again, it's not totally unexpected. There's some that can't connect to PlayStation Network. They've reported issues connecting and downloading games from the network. If you're experiencing this, the best thing to do is check your internet connection and try again. There's a huge influx of users trying to sign in, so things could be a little bit slow. The PS5 stalls upon restart. There have been some reports of that as well, only for the console to hang on the restart screen. If you find yourself hung up on the screen, you might have a slightly bigger issue. Some power issues. If your PS5 loses power shortly after you turn it on, or won't turn on at all, or crashes or freezes while playing, or turns off while playing, your PlayStation 5 might be down for the count, suffering from an internal power issue, which has been reporting in a very small amount of PS5s. Issues with data transfer after initial setup. Again, this is what sort of we were talking about before. Users have reported that using their rear USB ports or LAN cable for data transfer after initial setup will cause issues with your PS5. If you find yourself in need of a USB port, try the port on the front side of the console. If you happen to experience any issues after initial setup, restore your PS5 to factory settings to fix the issue. Note that restoring factory settings will delete all users and user data. Rest mode is crashing consoles. Rest mode is a feature that's not new, but the rest mode is suspends your game and unlocks remote play and uncontrolled features and keeps your game and saves up to date. Unfortunately, there are reports that using rest mode on your PS5 will cause a critical error, causing crashes that require database rebuilding and may brick your console. Until Sony releases an update, the best thing to do is turn off your rest mode on your PS5, which you can go into the PlayStation 5's menu, select settings, then under system settings, select power saving, and then select set time until PS5 enters rest mode, and you can just put it into don't put it in rest mode. So again, there's problems transferring PS4 data as well. There's a list of stuff that's actually kind of being a bit of a problem and pain in the butt. Some PlayStation 4 users can transfer existing save data and profiles over to the PS5. Some users, however, have experienced issues with the transfer process, including but not limited to long transfer times, loss of data, or full hardware failure. So if possible, the best bet might be to transfer data over Wi-Fi and avoid using the USB or LAN port. Now, of course, this will make you have extremely long times to wait. No joke whatsoever. It'll be one of those things that really kind of could hamper anything. So again, just kind of keep that in mind as we kind of go along as well. Updating the DualSense controller during the initial setup. You're required to plug in your DualSense controller and download an update. Make sure you keep the controller plugged in through the entirety of the update. Unplugging the controller may cause connectivity issues between your controller and the console. If it happens, try re-downloading the update. But I'm going to link this article, a couple of these articles. This one gives some fixes and stuff like that, so that you guys can, if there are problems that you're having, you'll be able to sort of fix them like pretty much right away. And I feel like that's going to be good for everybody. So how is things going with your PlayStation 5? Mine so far has gone swimmingly. I'm working on a full review for the PS5, and I have some software that I'm downloading that I'm going to get into as well, so that I have some of that stuff to review. But it should be a fun time. I'm looking forward to discussing more with you guys. Let me know what you think. Please stay safe, happy, and healthy. Thank you so much. Rack 'em up. Game on, my friends. Game on. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.